All right, Shalom. Before I start, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakodash, the honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all the elect Akim, Wa'akwath, learning and teaching in truth and sincerity, and in the video to the Spirit. And Brother Malak from GMS Detroit. Hey, this one right here, going to be dealing with some slavery. You have something, hey, y'all, I'll tell you what, if I hear one more nigga say, we the original people. We come from it. If I hear one more nigga say that shit, I'm liable to fucking pistol whip him. I'm not even bullshitting. You know, that son of a bitch, Dane Calloway, he has a bad judgment coming to him because he was one of the main idiots who started saying that Southern Kingdom never came over from the west coast of Africa. They were already here. That BS. Nevertheless, I'm going to be using a couple of clips dealing with our captivity here in America, and one of them highlighting their replicas of the slave ships that brought us over here. Because one of the retarded talking points of people who believe that Negroes are indigenous to the Americas, which you have certain people who look black but can be Gadites and Reubenites, right? But not all of us. So that stupid ass shit that stupid shit needs to die. All right. Slave ships brought us here. Many of those boats rotted out and were deconstructed for the wood to build other things. All right, I did a video on that like 6 months ago. But let's get started, y'all.
I'm in the Rijksmuseum right now in Amsterdam, and I'm in a room that is covered with ship models and model ships. Many of these are from the Dutch golden age of, quote-unquote, golden age of exploration, trading, and colonization. One ship in particular that caught my attention was this tall-masted white ship in the center of this exhibit display. There's a small plaque in a dark...
So I just want to pause it for a moment, y'all. These are little miniature replicas of the ships that we came over here on as a people. When I say we, meaning specifically the Southern Kingdom of Israel, the so-called African Americans and the islanders, Haitians, Jamaicans, right? Little islands like Barbados, Trinidad, right? The so-called blacks. These are the ships that we prophetically came to the Americas on. It is without argument, without contest. Back to it.
Corner of the museum that explains what this ship is. The extra wide hull and the extra tall masts identify this as a Dutch merchant ship specializing in the trade of enslaved people. The ship is named as the White Elephant, de Witte Olifant, and it was specifically designed for African slave trade. And the most disturbing part about this ship is the tall masts. You can see that from all of the other ships in the display. That one has clearly the highest and tallest masts for the largest sails. The reason that it needed those sails was to go as fast as possible across the Atlantic because the human beings would die. Even with these ships being the most high speed of any of the Dutch ships at the time, still close to 1/4 of the human beings on board who were being brought across the Atlantic as enslaved workers would die in the crossing. The fact that these new ships were designed faster with bigger and taller masts for this explicit purpose really shows us the fallacy at the root of the saying capitalism breeds innovation, because really exactly what sort of innovation is being bred here? It's gut-wrenchingly awful and painful. Slavery was an abomination, and the Rijksmuseum needs to do a better job contextualizing and condemning this barbaric practice. I'm in the Rijksmuseum.
Hey, so, you know, and he's ashamed of what potentially his ancestors did, right? Which that's prophecy, but I want to go back real basic take it. Deuteronomy 28, right? What they say, make it, take it in the game. Deuteronomy 28. How is it prophesied that we would go into captivity, y'all? The famous verse, scoffers like it or not, Deuteronomy 28 and 68. And Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. We know that this Egypt here represents are hard bondage, Montezarium double straits, not literally ancient Egypt, due to the fact that you can walk from ancient Egypt to Israel. But this Egypt would be the revised Babylon in the last times, a great captivity for the Israelites, America, with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. As we already know, the ending, no man shall buy you, meaning what? No man shall redeem you, going into the law of the kinsman redeemer. If one of your kinsmen, your tribesmen, fell into servitude, you could redeem them, buy them for money. The captivity that we went into, the Negros, Latinos, and Native Americans, specifically the Negros on the boats, we were not able to deliver ourselves out of it. The prime point being that we went into that captivity by way of ships. Those boats existed. They had names, right? One of the last famous slave ships, the Claudita. All right, and I might be mispronouncing it. Matter of fact, let's look that up real quick. Yep, excuse me, the Claudita. I said Claudita. The Claudita, the last documented ship to transport Africans to the United States was the Claudita, arriving in Mobile, Alabama in 1860. Holy shit, y'all, 5 years before the end of the... So 1 year before the Civil War started, from 1861 to 1865. Holy shit. This voyage occurred 52 years after the international slave trade was outlawed in the U.S. This ship was subsequently burned and sunk to conceal the illegal act. And that is what happened to the majority of the slave ships. They were burned off, right, deconstructed and used and or hid after those things became outlawed. Let me ask y'all this. Let me ask some of you idiots. Well, nigga, we never went into... Where's the slave ships? Let me ask you fucking dickwads this. Where are the cars from the early 1900s, you fucking shit for brains? Where is the original Model T made by Ford? Did those things... them cars never existed. They did exist. What happened? They got deconstructed and reconstituted. What do we call them? Scrap yards, nigga. You take old cars, you smush them, smash them down, then you melt them for the metal, and you can recycle it for whatever use. The same thing happened with those ancient ships. It's not that big. It's not that big of a deal. God damn it. The Claudita's discovery and the subsequent recognition of Africa Town have brought renewed... That should be has. AI don't know how to spell. It says, it should say, has brought renewed attention to this dark chapter in American history. The story of the Claudita and its passengers is now being shared through various platforms, including documents like Descendant on Netflix. All right, so these ships were real, and this is how we got here to the Americas. What we went through is real. It's not critical race theory. It's literal fucking fact. God damn it. And I got more clips. All right, so coming back, just more evidence, right? What we went through, y'all, and the reason, you know, stupid niggas, look, I get it. It's shameful. What happened to us is a damn shame. It's a stain on our history, right? But it's what had to happen, and it was a necessary evil. And although it may be a shame unto us, we can't try to mitigate it or say it didn't exist. That is a part of who we are and what we went through. And now Esau has an incentive for, you know, to say that it didn't happen, right? He wants to hide his wickedness. You stupid ass niggas who fall for that, you're just that stupid ass niggas. Now here it is, right? The 4th of July had just passed recently. And was niggas free in July 4th, 1776? No. This is what you niggas was doing July 4th, 1776, while you niggas was out celebrating. That's why 4Extra in them, you know, he went and blew his hand off, right? Damn. I want to drop my phone, y'all. God damn it. So lucky, y'all. I just dropped my phone for a second while I was recording. As I was saying, that's why the Lord wouldn't punish some of you niggas for celebrating that so-called holiday. Let me scroll over. Now look at this, right? Read the date. Now we just read, you know, the last ship came, what was that, 1860 we just read? So look at this ticket date. This is 1836. Says slaves for sale. What does it say? It says, I have for sale 10 likely young Virginia and Carolina Negroes, for which I will take New Orleans acceptances at 6 or 9 months. Among them is a very superior cook, a good plantation seamstress. Refer to S.V. Mitchell, East something something Bank, or Messer something Barksdale and McFair, blah blah blah. Yazoo City, July 4th, 1836. You can't make this up, y'all. This is history. We got over here on those boats, and as we got over here, we were, mistreated and used like sheep and cattle, and that was the prophecy, right? We can't run from that. All right, let's go to hey. Oh man, Jake is something else. I just stopped in here to pick up my food, man. This nigga went in there and tried to slip out before before that nigga tried to slip out before paying for his food, man. Jake's something. This is Baruch 4:6, right? Once again, more prophecy. It says, you were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because ye moved Yahweh to wrath. Ye were delivered unto the enemies. For ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to the power. Ye have forgotten the everlasting power that brought you up, and ye have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you. So we went into captivity because of our sins against our power, one of them chiefly being idolatry. Hence, what was the repercussion for that? The major repercussion being that we would be dethroned of our mighty estate, our estate of rulership, and be made to be servants unto the heathen. Jeremiah 49:12. Those that were not supposed to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken. We were meant to rule, y'all. We were kings and shit. But we pissed our God off. Our black and brown skin doesn't make us great. Our women's asses and our men's Johnsons doesn't make us great. Our speed and strength and beauty doesn't make us great. Our God, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, is what made us great. And at our disobedience, we went into captivity. And you have to accept that. Some of you niggas are in fucking Lulu La La Land, delusional. Yes, this shit sucks. Yes, the so-called white man is an asshole, and it's crazy the fact that he's over us. But the Heavenly Father allowed this to happen. Accept it. It wasn't for our destruction. It was for our chastening, like it tells us in 2 Maccabees 6:12. You niggas got to swallow that pill down. Shouldn't even have to do lessons like this. This is remedial. This is how we got here. This is why we have no power, no inheritance, no respect, no authority, no status, because we came here as slaves. Now they will be avenged upon for that. Nevertheless, your black monkey ass needs to know the truth and know the history. And if you can't swallow that down and fucking accept all of it, then you're gonna be destroyed for making up and spewing bullshit that's simply mythological because your ego is too fragile. Straight up, straight down. Now, all I did was type in this among the heathen. Hey, and you know what, y'all? I think have I done a Leviticus 22 is basically Leviticus 26 is Deuteronomy 28 1.0. I could have sworn I did a video on it. I may not have, but I need to go back and do it. If I haven't, I'll double up on it. Who cares? But I'm just highlighting the fact, right, that we were sent as slaves among the heathen. You see this term pop up a lot, among the heathen, y'all. We were scattered among them. This was a part of our downfall. This was a part of our shame. Let me get Leviticus 26 and 33. What does it say? And I will scatter you among the heathen, and will draw you out, and will draw out a sword after you, and your land shall be desolate, and your cities waste. This was the prophecy. The heathen were allowed to rise up over us, break up from under our power after Solomon, and gain authority in the world, and captivate us, the Israelites. Yes, we're God's chosen people. Yes, we're mighty and strong. Yes, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, these motherfuckers is bitch-ass niggas compared to us. They're cucks, they're simps. They women love us. We can whoop ass. But none of that means shit compared to prophecy. And the prophecy would be, if we disobeyed our God, he would make us fucking slaves to these people that we are superior than. It is an utter shame. Accept it. One more clip. One more clip, man. Jake be pissing you off, man. I be having imaginary arguments with niggas in my head all day. My blood pressure be up, man. God damn it. It says Arabs determining the price of an African slave. Now, some of these might be Hamites mixed in, right? Some of them could be Jake. Since it's on camera, we know that this is, a lot later in the timeline. But just highlighting the fact that, this is Ishmael too. They're not innocent either. We're gonna crack Ishmael's dome too, and take them beautiful ass daughters. We gonna have them hoes are gonna be concubines. Ishmael, shit. Some of them already is. Anyways, keep going. So you see, and that's actually good, y'all, because in the slavery that we went through in the, 16, 17, 1800s, we don't have footage of, right? And Gad and Reuben, 14, 15, 1600s. But right here, this happened later on, right? So this is how it would be. They walk you up, oil you down, show off your strengths, right? Try to hide any blemishes if you had them in your body, to bid you off to the highest bidder, to make merchandise off of you, y'all. This is what happened to us. This was our history in this country. We didn't spawn out of the grass of America. This is not the promised land, nor is it the original land where we sprung out of, y'all. As a matter of fact, where does it tell you that we sprung out of? Give me 1 second. I know it's Galatians 4. Make things easy. Galatians 4:26. What does it say? It says, but Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all. Right? We are people of the east, from the garden eastward in Eden, y'all. Quite literally, dealing with Adam. Oh my God, man, people are so, y'all. The Holy Land that we made our way back to. I'm gonna try to make this as simple as I can. Adam was kicked out of the garden. You have the journeys of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right? Traveling around. Eventually, we get back to the promised land, y'all. Right? The Holy Land. We do not spring from America. We come from the east. The capital of where we come from is Jerusalem. It's always been the Holy Land, all the way back since the days of Adam. It just wasn't called that at that time. God damn it. We ended up doing a full circle. We come from the east. We do not come from America. Even though Gad and Reuben were over here in the Americas, they themselves, they were here before Edom, but they didn't spring up out of the dirt here. We come from the east. We got to America by way of ships as captives, y'all. So that's really it. That's the main point of this lesson. Don't be fooled by Dane Calloway and the retard gang followers. All right, and give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, B'chachrash, to honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all the elect Akim, Wa Akwa, learning, teaching, and truth and sincerity. Shalom.